So sitting up tall, moving the shoulders, maybe moving the head a little. You can take some shoulder shrugs. And just feeling, without having started to control the breath, just feeling how just closing our eyes, just moving our bodies in specific ways, the body is starting to breathe more slowly, more carefully, without any effort on your part. It's just reflecting the movement that you're taking and feeling a sense of relief. And we're going to actually move the face a little bit. The way that we'll do it, this is before our invocation, just loosen things up. We're just going to create like a puckering up of the lips. And then we're going to take the pucker to one side and then bring the pucker forward and over to the other side. Bring the pucker back to center. Release and take a smile, a nice gentle smile without moving the eyes. It can be with or without teeth. I could take a deep breath in and out. We're just going to do that one more time. So puckering up, shifting to one side, shifting to the other. Back to center. Releasing, gentle smile. And we'll take a deep breath in and exhale out. We're going to take the fingers to the jaw and start to put some pressure with the fingers around the jaw to release it. You can follow it up towards the ear. Open and close the mouth, maybe follow through to the cheeks. How about we even go to the bridge of the nose and around the eyebrows, pressing into the sinuses. And then releasing the fingers. And with the eyes closed, just simply noticing the face, noticing the circulation, the experience of circulation in the face has changed. We'll start to build the breath now. Breathing from the diaphragm, inhaling belly, rib cage, and then chest. Exhaling from the chest, the rib cage, into the belly. Continuing like this. Very intentional motion in the trunk with the breath. And now we'll bring, as we feel that sense of calm and serenity, just from that very short moment of movement and breath, let's bring the palms together, and then we can properly step into our invocation for practice. Bringing your attention to the heart center in particular, letting the energy there be where you're focused. Om, I bow to the presence of the divine within, our true and highest teacher that lives in and around us as being, consciousness, and bliss. It is ever present and radiates peace, lighting the way to transformation. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave. Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. All right, so we'll start to shift from seated. How about we start on our backs today? So coming down to the back and then bringing the knees into the chest and maybe rocking a little bit side to side. So we'll keep rocking and then go ahead and start to release the feet down after a few more rocks. And we're just going to take gentle bridge postures. So we'll have the arms come down, walk the shoulders back towards each other. Making sure that our breath is rhythmic and consciously formed. Next inhalation, we'll start to pull the pelvis in so that the low back meets the mat, and then we'll lift the belly button up, keeping the knees in place over the ankles on the exhale. We'll roll the spine down, making sure that we're starting from the mid part of the spine until we get to the tailbone. And then we can do that on the exhale. So inhaling, pulling pelvis in for pelvic tuck, lifting the hips, knees stay in place. Exhale, rolling the spine down, and the tailbone comes back last. Continuing, inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, releasing, making sure that we get the pelvic tilt in there first. So we pull in, we feel the abs fire up a little bit, and then we start to lift and lower. And once the tailbone is down, we release that contraction of the pelvis so that the low back is off the mat again, and then we continue. So that we're strengthening the core here, but we're also opening up tight spaces like the hip flexors, and then we're engaging spaces that we might not use enough because maybe we're sitting a little long and things like that. So particularly like the glutes and the back body and the low back. I want to create strength and flexibility in an even way. Keep going. And if you'd like to incorporate the arms, then you can, lift the hips and then the arms reach back, and then releasing the hips and the arms lower back down. So continuing. Making sure that the chin is slightly lifted so that we have space between the neck and the mat. So we're never pushing that into the mat. We want to make sure that we're always keeping as good of alignment as we can based on each individual posture, so we don't create problems, but we're only undoing problems. As you're going through, you're probably feeling more activation, an obvious presence of the glutes. We want to wake them up. We'll take a couple more. And we'll make this the final one. Here, we can just keep the arms resting behind and just take a moment. How about we rock the knees side to side? So let's let the knees with the feet just exactly where they are. Feet are separated. Drop the knees gently over to the right so the knees are not touching. Bring the feet back to center, lowering the knees to the left. And we're going to go through a few more of these. So as we're here, we're lengthening the core and the waist. Continuing to move. I always like to remember that life is always in motion. And so if my body becomes stagnant, then it is not going to allow life to flourish very well. So my body needs to move around and stay healthy and continue to let circulation flow, life itself flow. And that's how we can keep the mind from physical distractions, be more focused internally. So once we have gone through maybe another cycle, we're going to be meeting with the feet planted. The arms are still behind. I'm going to take the right leg up towards the sky. Got a big boot, creating a little extra weight here. Let's take the hands behind the thigh, fingers interlaced, and let's just create a little bit of gentle motion here with the leg. So we'll lower the foot and then we'll lift the foot. And you can see if you like to change the position of the foot. When I don't have a boot on me, I like to flex as I lower and then point as I raise the leg. Just some nice motion to wake up the back of the legs and create a very gentle stretch to start. After some of that activation and those bridge motions that we took. Just another time here. And we're going to go right into a reclining pigeon. So when you're ready, you can take the right ankle to the left thigh and then lift the left leg and hold the left leg with the hands back of the thigh or the shin or the knee. The right foot is flexed. So while we're here, we're going to relax the space between the eyebrows and relax the eyelids and the corners of the eyes and the temples. Relax the cheeks and the jaw. So a good indicator for me as to when my jaw is relaxed is when my teeth aren't touching each other, the top and the bottom teeth, because I'm prone to pressing them into each other. And so you can keep the mouth closed, but the teeth not touching. And take another breath. You know, while we're here, actually keep the legs just as they are, but start to move the head side to side. And while we're here, we can kind of wake up the neck and its mobility. And we'll bring the head to center. Keep the legs like this, but bring the left foot down, take the arms out. Let's find a little twist. So keeping the legs just like this though, dropping the right knee over to the right. We'll turn the head left and right and over to the left. Pausing there for a couple breaths. And we'll bring the left foot back down to the mat. Right foot comes down and left foot extends upwards. And here, this is where we're holding the back of the leg. And we're going to take some motion, lowering and lifting the foot. A few more times. And I think we're about there, getting ready to go through our reclining pigeon. So left ankle on top of right thigh. Pick up the right foot, holding the right leg with the hands. Left foot stays flexed. If you relax the left foot, you'll notice that the area in the stretch changes and becomes less intense. So we want to keep that ankle active. Regulating the breath. Working from belly to chest on the inhale, from chest to belly on the exhale. You might want to move the head side to side once again. I'm going to alternate the side to side motion with picking up my head for a moment. So some neck strengthening and then lowering the head down. So if you want to add that, feel free. I think we're about there. So notice if you feel more even. My left side is always tighter than the right. So I always feel like I need a little extra time on the left. But once we've completed this, we can bring the right foot down, keeping ankle on top of thigh. Arms can open out, And then we're going to take the knees over, or the legs over to the left, turning the head to the left, turning the head to the right. And we'll bring the foot back down, bring the left foot down. And how about we extend both of the legs? Extend the arms behind, lift the belly button upwards. Feel some activation in the low back. And relax the low back. How about we throw in a little Pilates move today? So we're going to inhale the arms upwards. Take a deep breath in and out. And on the inhale, lift the trunk. And you can take the arms forward and then start to come into a little bit of a fold. You can bend the knees if needed, but we're keeping the arms extending forward. And then we're going to start to shift so that we are going to come back to lying down. We're going to roll the spine as we do. You can take the arms upwards, take a deep breath in, out, and then inhale, lift the trunk and the arms forward and start to fold in. The head comes down last. And again, the head comes down last as you lower back down to the back. Again, breathing in, out, in, rising, slowly lowering into the legs, and then lowering back down to the floor. I think we'll do 5 total. So arms reach up, 2 more. Breathe in, out, in, and lift. Fold into the legs. Fold away from the legs. 1 more. Out, in, rising, and exhaling. We're going to stay in the fold though. So a gentle fold. So if you need to have blocks nearby or bend the knees. Feel like you're focusing more on the low back extending forward, as if trying to get the belly button towards the knees, I guess. Obviously that will not happen, but that'll help us be reminded to keep the back long. Do your best not to collapse the chest. And on the next inhale, we'll start to rise up to a vertical trunk. A head rises last. All right, so I think we'll come to a reverse table. And I know it could be uncomfortable for some, but we're going to give it a shot. And plant the feet down, bring the hands down, fingers facing forward. Feet lower all the way to the mat. The hips lift just a little for a moment. And then we're going to lift the hips all the way so that they level out with the knees. And then we're going to lower right back down. So this is creating a little bit of extra weight on the hands, right? So we're just going to allow for this. It's going to help strengthen the hands too. So inhaling, lifting the hips. Exhaling, lowering. How about we throw in a little bit of a boat posture with this? So we're going to get our weight off the hands, take the feet and lift them. You can keep the knees bent. You can roll the wrists. And then we'll go ahead and plant the feet and the hands and lift back up into a reverse table. So let's do that a few more times, lowering down and lifting up. So our focus is partly on the low back, which means that we need to strengthen the core. and the low back itself too. So we're kind of going through both. We do low back, we do the front of the core, and back into the low back and the front while we're strengthening the hands and also stretching the hands. Nice balance between strength and flexibility. Getting some arm strength in here as well. Let's take one more reverse table. One more boat. And this time we're going to come into bound ankle posture. So bring the soles of the feet together. This one's a little challenging for me. And then we'll go ahead and fold in to the legs. Fold into the feet. Let the spine round. Let the head drop. Notice where the stretch is being felt. And you can make adjustments for this. So you can bring the feet in closer, and then you'll get more into the groin area. And take the feet further away, and you might get a little bit more in the back. About 3 more breaths. Start to unroll the spine, the head rises last. All right, let's shift the feet over to the back of the mat and come into a table. Let's go right into either child's posture or a heart chakra posture. So hips either to heels, or the hips stay over knees pretty much, and then the arms extend forward. Couple deep breaths. And we'll rise up to table posture, hands and knees. We're going to start to move through spinal balance. So I think they call this bird dog in physical therapy. So we're going to lift the right leg behind and then take the left arm forward, right? Lowering down. We've done this plenty of times. Inhale, lift the left leg only as high as the hip. Take the right arm up as high as the shoulder. So they'll be at different heights. Inhaling and exhaling. So keep going like this. Inhaling and exhaling. Going with the flow of the breath. Remembering that when we are lifting the leg, we want to keep the thigh rotating inward so that we aren't creating an imbalance in the hips. So we're not opening the hip out, we're keeping it closed in. This is a very good one to do every single day. Keep the back and core strong. bring your attention to the core, right in the front, right? You can sense that there's a lot of activity there. We'll take a couple more. And then we'll rest in child's posture or heart chakra posture. So that one, in case it's a movement that you like, I learned in physical therapy to add ankle weights to that to make it a little bit more strenuous and challenging for the body. So if that's something you want to think about or give a try, you might find it beneficial. We'll take about 3 breaths. And we'll come back into table. And then how about we come to standing on the knees? Make sure you have enough cushion on the knees. Bring a blanket if needed. We're going to take the hands behind the tailbone and interlace the fingers, and then squeeze the shoulders back, open up the chest. And relax. Let's go into a modified modified side plank. So bring the hands back down. We're going to kick the left foot over to the left and start to take the right foot to the back of the mat. If you want to go into full side plank, definitely go for it. And then let's take that right arm upwards. Now we might want to lift the right leg. We're going to add a little bit of motion here. So if you are in a full side plank, come back down to the left knee, pick the right leg up, and on the exhale, take the knee to the elbow. Inhale, extend that right arm up and over the ear, create a long line, and then exhale, draw the knee to elbow. Again. Should we do 5? So 2 more. So after the 5th, we'll extend and hold just for a breath, and then we'll lower the foot and the hand down. Now that left hand had a little bit of work to do. So from table, take the left hand, pick it up, move the wrist around, and then we're going to flip the fingers to face back, setting the palm down. Release. Come back to standing on the knees, but this time take the left fist forward and then turn the fist down. And I'm just going to turn, but you'll stay as you are. And release the hand, give it a few circles. Okay, so now bring your attention to the wrists and just notice how they feel. My right wrist feels more dull than my left. My left feels a little bit more lighter and open. So just check in with that. And we'll bring the hands back into table, and we'll take the right foot over to the right, keeping the right knee planted where it is. Moving into our modified side plank, left foot to the back of the mat, left arm extends up, or you're in your full side plank. We're here for a few breaths. Maybe that left leg is lifted. So we're gonna come into this position if you aren't already, and then we'll go ahead and take 5 motions of elbow to knee. Everything else staying still. That left arm extends over this time. No rush. After the fifth, we can hold for a breath and bring the hand and the knee down. Check in with the right wrist. We're going to pick it up and move the wrist in circles, and then turn the fingers back with the palm down. Whew. And we'll come back to the knees, create a fist with the straight right hand, and turn the fist down. And releasing, moving the wrist around. So we're going to be coming to standing with the legs. I'm going to try this because I want to see if I could do it still on my knees. So if you want to come to standing, you can come into down dog, into your forward fold, as we usually do, but like get here step by step. And then we're going to be meeting with the arms open out to the sides and the feet extended out towards the edges of the mat, like not the edges, but apart, like a star posture. So the reason I'm not going to do it is because I want to see if I could take a warrior from my knee. And that is because I noticed last time putting that weight on my foot just wasn't ideal, and I probably should do a little bit less. So we're going to be moving into warrior B. The first side will be the right side. So turning the right foot to face the short side of the mat. The left foot is out to the left, toes facing side of the mat. Arms are open, and we're looking past the right fingers. And of course, you can join me on the floor if you prefer. I should have said that from the beginning. Just kind of want to experiment and see what is it like, and is there a benefit to this? And so far it feels good. Feeling the openness of the chest, the flexion of the right hip flexor. Making sure the right knee and the right ankle line up, or the knee can be slightly before the ankle if you're on both feet. We're going to bring the left hand down and pick the right arm up. And then we'll go into an extended side angle posture with right forearm down to the right thigh, left arm up and over the left ear, either whether you're on the knee or in standing. And feel the waist stretching. And we'll inhale, come to center. You can straighten both of the legs, or if you're on the knees, switching. And then we're turning the left foot to face the side of the mat there, in the front of the mat. Arms open and looking past the left fingertips. Left knee stays bent. We'll bring the right hand down the right leg, left arm reaching upwards. And the left forearm to the left thigh, right arm up and over with the palm facing down. Turning the head upwards. And we'll inhale, rise back up. And we'll go ahead and shift to face the front of the mat. I'm going to join you if you're standing. Going to take the arms all the way up, find a little bit of a back bend. Neutralize the spine, bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhaling, reaching. Head comes back, exhale, drawing in. Inhaling. And exhaling. One more time, but then this time we'll go to a side bend to the right. So exhaling, right hand down, left arm up and over. Pausing as you breathe. And back into the middle. Exhaling left. Inhaling back into the middle. And exhaling, hands together, thumbs to the heart center. We'll step the feet apart to the edges of the mat. Take the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulders back. Exhale, fold. You're going to release the hands down and come back to the knees. Move through cat-cow. Inhaling, belly sinking, head lifting. Exhale, belly engaging, head drawing down. Neutral spine. Turn the fingers to face back, both of the hands, stretching the wrists. And the reason is because we're prepping to go back into those modified side planks. So let's bring hands back to neutral. Take the left foot over to the left, right foot to the back of the mat. Left hand press down. Remember, we're putting weight through the fingertips too on the right arm. And we'll take the right arm upward. We'll keep the right foot down. And you can do this from a full side plank if you feel you have that strength to be there. But we're going to be working with the obliques. So on the next exhale, draw the right hand underneath the left arm. And then we'll take that right back up. And we'll do this 4 more times. Now we're going to be switching to the other side. So you can bring right hand down and switch over to the left, or you can rise and take the right hand to the back of the mat and extend the left leg. And we'll take that left arm up. And 5 times total, exhaling, arm through. And right from there, we'll come back up. We're going to come to seated. So ankles can be crossed. Move the shoulders around in circles. Take the shoulders up, back and down. Sit up tall. Take a few more deep breaths. All right, so first we'll create some movement in the neck. We've done a little bit, but we're gonna keep going. So we'll start to move the head side to side. Into the middle, up and down. Into the middle. And we'll tilt the right ear up, but then come back to the middle, tilt the left ear up, middle, gentle tilt upwards. I like to think upwards rather than downwards on the other ear. Okay, bring the head to center. Small circles with the head, not big ones, little rolls. Very small rolls. Circling the head around. Noticing all the little crunching sounds. And moving in the other direction. And we'll bring the head to center. So we'll cross the wrists and bring fingers to the base of the neck above the clavicle. Put pressure and lift the chin. And bring the chin back to center. So let's lift the right ear up, and we can release the right hand from the left side. So left hand is still on the right side of the neck. Now we're going to take the lips and pucker them like we did before, but pucker them over to the left. Take the eyes up and look up to the left too. And we'll relax and come back to center. Cross right hand to left side. Lift the left ear. Pucker up. Take the lips to the right. Look up to the right. Without taking the eyebrows up, without changing the eye shapes. Release and come back to center. We're going to do that again. Left, and just notice before we go again how it feels. If there's any difference, and we usually do this but without the movement of the face. Now we'll take left hand to right side and lift the right ear up. Pucker up, take the lips and the eyes to the left. And the eyes are going up left to the top left corner. Release, come to center. Switch, left ear up. Pucker up, eyes and lips to the right. Release, come back to center. Take small circles with the head like we did before. Over to the other side. and into the middle, paying attention to the sensations, the face, the neck, all the way down. And then let's take a spinal twist over to the right. Right hand behind, left hand to right knee, get tall and turn. Into the middle and over to the left. Come to center, switch the order of the ankles. And then let's twist to the right again. Back to the left. And into the middle. Okay, we're going to go a little deeper into a twist. Take the left leg and extend it forward. Right foot plants. Cannot plant my right foot. We'll give a nice big hug to the right leg, or we'll set that arm to the outside. Get nice and tall, and then turn to the right. Let's use the eyes. We're going to take them to the top right corner. Now to the bottom right corner. And close the eyes. Open, top right corner. Bottom right corner. Close the eyes. Again, top right. Bottom right. Close. Relax the eyes. Come back to the center. Extend that right leg forward, left foot down. Set up your twist. Get tall. Nice firm hold of the leg. Turning to the left. So the eyes again, top left corner, bottom left. Close the eyes. Top left, bottom left. Close the eyes. Top left, bottom left. Closing. Relax the eyes. And come to center. Take the left leg forward, right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold into the leg, hands somewhere to the leg, lifting the chest and remembering that we're feeling like we're lifting the belly button up and extending forward. A couple more breaths. And we'll rise and switch legs. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. So remembering we want to feel belly button extending forward towards the knee. Another breath. And we'll rise up. We're going to be coming down. Shall we come down to the back now? I think we can. Yeah. It's a good time. Bring the knees in. Wrap the arms around. Let's take another reclining pigeon, but I'm gonna give you the alternate variation, which is if you're gonna take ankle to thigh, feel free to go there now. Otherwise, you can extend the left leg and turn the right foot to come in closer towards that left hip as you hold the leg with the hands or the forearms or elbows. Otherwise, ankle on top of thigh and you're pulling the left leg in. We're going to be taking the right leg up in a moment. So when you're ready, go ahead and take that right leg up. Keep the left foot planted or extend the leg if you like. We're going to pull the leg in closer as we lift the head. Pull the right leg in a little closer. Hopefully I said right. I feel like I said left. Then we're going to release and bring the right leg or the right foot down, depending on your variation of reclining pigeon. Set up the left leg, pulling it in. Deep conscious breath. And we'll take the left leg up, holding it with the hands, lifting the head and pulling this left leg closer. And release the head. Bring both of the knees into the chest, roll over to the right side. Take that right arm out, and then we're gonna take the left arm over the right as we open it out to the left and twist, working the shoulder blade down, left shoulder blade. And we'll close back up, bring the knees to center, roll all the way to the left with the knees bent, left arm in front, right arm on top, and then we open it out to the right. Head turns to the right. We can start releasing that deep breath now. And we'll close back up. Come over to the back, knees in, give them a nice big squeeze, and we're going to release the body now into Shavasana. So you could take the feet to the corners of the mat, arms alongside the body, palms flipped upwards. I'm going to start to feel the weight of the body. We were feeling more active. We were very active through the body before. And we really, want to be able to experience this activity, this life flowing through, and then this inactivity, and still feel the gentle flow of life throughout. But it's, like a softer sense of power moving through versus a very strong and engaged sometimes even like an explosive sense of power when we're moving our bodies. So now we want to feel that sense of a gentle existence of life. And so if we could bring our attention to the fingers and just notice, maybe in the form of um, imaginative version of electricity flowing through and sparkling through our hands, give it a color, give it a form, and see it move through even the tips of the fingers, and then moving that attention, that visualization of electricity moving up through the right arm, up all the way to the shoulder. And let's go continuous. We're going to trace that electricity over from one shoulder across the collarbone to the other shoulder, and then down the left hand, the left arm, we'll say, the upper arm, the lower arm, down to the hand, the palm, through the fingertips, and feeling that gentle presence of electricity flowing through the fingertips, the bone and the tissue, the fluids of our bodies. Now we'll take our attention all the way to the crown of the head, the scalp, and start to visualize and sense that gentle flow of electricity through the scalp and the brain and the tissues and liquids in the face, and then down through the jaw into the neck. Still visualizing that sparkle or that bright string of lights, however you see it, down through the chest, through the organs, the heart, the lung muscles and tissues, all through the throat. Hopefully you felt and noticed in the throat, and then all the way through the trunk and all the vital organs there, through the midsection, through the spine, and then through into the hips. And then let's work on one leg at a time. So the right hip in particular, working down to the right thigh, and the right knee, the lower leg, through the right ankle, the right foot, visualizing a flow of electricity. And not only are we visualizing it, we're invigorating it through our visualization. And we're going to come up to the top of the right leg again and switch over the pelvis to the left hip, and then working our way down, visualizing that quality of electricity that's flowing down the left leg, through the knee, and then the lower left leg, the left ankle, and the left foot. And feeling that electricity and watching it as you travel up the left leg. And then once we come into the belly, we'll focus on the belly button and work our way all the way up to the heart center. And then all at once, imagine that electricity flowing in two directions, from the heart all the way up to the brain, and then from the heart all the way down to the hands and all the way down to the feet. So kind of just feeling that that motion through, and you might have like a rhythmic pulse of that electrical visualization moving through the body, or it might be just a continuous motion without any noticing of a pulsation. And then we'll allow our minds to release this visualization and just rest in the visual you've already created, without having to think about it, without having to guide it in any way, and just resting in that. And eventually it might slip away from your mind altogether, so that the body can rest, the mind can rest, and the heart can rest. Still awake, but inactive. Still awake, but more calm and still and restful. Taking this time to rest completely. Still resting. And just following the sounds without doing anything about them or thinking about them. Just receptive to the harmony and the chime. And then starting to become aware of the breath without changing the breath. Preparing to wake back up or become more active. We'll begin to change the breath now and allow it to be a little deeper, more conscious. We'll start to take the fingers and maybe brush the fingers, the thumbs against the fingertips. Maybe move the head side to side, remembering to honor the slow process that this practice is. It isn't hurried or rushed. It's hopefully opposite of a lot of parts of our lives. So relishing the slow lifting of the arms as you take them behind and the slow extension of the legs as you take them forward. And bringing the knees in and wrapping the arms around the knees. And finding your way to seated when you're ready. And palms together. May all beings be established in the true self. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be fulfilled. May all beings be blessed. Sarvesham swastirбhavatu. Sarvesham shantirбhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Sarvesham swastirбhavatu. Sarvesham shantirбhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Sarvesham swastirбhavatu. Sarvesham shantirбhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste.